All right, welcome to a new episode of the Level Up Podcast brought to you by TrueFin Coaching. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day, night, evening, wherever you're at in the world. We got Coach Justin, Coach Eyman, and myself. Hope y'all enjoy this episode. We're going to have some jam-packed show for y'all. It's going to be exciting. Disclaimer as well, this is not to be taken as financial advice. This is from our own experience as well as our own financial journeys. So please do your own research. We always can't preach that enough. And also, we get that a lot in terms of not financial advice, but you also want to understand on your financial journey that you hold the controller, right, to your player one journey. So please always understand that be held accountable for your own decisions. You hold the controller to your own financial journey again. So keep that in mind. But welcome to a new episode, fellas. How y'all feeling?
Feeling great.
Pretty good. Pretty good
about today. It's gonna be good.
Let's
Drop
go.
A lot of knowledge today.
For sure.
Let's go.
So a couple of topics that we have today, just to run down real quick. We're gonna go into some investment strategies. So investment, you can go down a big rabbit hole. So be ready for that. As well as we talk about, and under that investment umbrella will be a 401k. So we talk about the question is 401ks a scam or is it legit?
Hey, who knows?
Never know.
And then last, we'll wrap up the show with some crypto as well mixed in there, and the meme coins. Right now, meme coins are going crazy in the crypto market, so we're going to touch on that as well. So let's dive in and let's talk about some investment strategies.
Yeah, I mean, I think first of all, let's talk about a little bit on what are some of those strategies when it comes to investments. I think a lot of people, I get this question all the time. People knowing that we're like TrueFin coaches and we're doing this whole financial coaching. Eyman, what should I invest in? Where should I get in? Where should I get out? And I'm like, look, it's more than that, right?
Yeah,
it's a lot more than that. So I think maybe us breaking down first, what are some of those strategies? So people understand like there's so many different ways that you can invest in the market. And really it can be tailored towards you individually. So going back to what Jesse was talking about, you have the controller. We're just going to drop some knowledge for you, let you guys know exactly kind of what those strategies are, and then go with what works for you. So, a couple off the top of my mind comes when it comes to investment strategies. And one of my favorite strategies is buy and hold.
Long-term.
Long-term investing, I think, is the way to go, in my opinion.
Yes.
But just do your research on a company, do your research on a stock, and understand that this is something that you're going to hold, not for a year, not for two. We're talking 5, 10, 20 years. Just buy, hold, and watch those percentages go up.
Definitely.
That's one of the strategies. What are some of your favorites?
I would say mine is probably buy and hold as well. It's so, I guess, easy when it comes to just the different sort of avenues in which you could take, whether it's through an institution such as Fidelity, Edward Jones, or if it's like personal, whether it's through the Robinhood app. I think I even seen on Cash App they have so they're making it more easier for people to do it. And long term is the goal. I'm the long term king. I like to place it on, do the research on what it is that I want to invest in and leave it there. I check into it quarterly, but for the most part, I'm holding. So that's pretty much me on my end. But what about you?
On the long-term front, it's very important because, you're going to go through ups and downs throughout the market, right? Yeah. And the buy and hold is going to cut out a lot of that noise. So
and anxiety.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And statistically, long-term holding has beaten out the market gains across the board. You have everybody trying to time the market, trying to buy the bottoms and sell at the top. It's just not feasible or possible if you're not looking at a chart all day, or if you're taking into consider technical analysis and everything. It's still hard at that point, but there's strategies around that as well. But buy and hold for sure, I think, is a strategy. But I think to your point in the beginning is that everybody's different and everybody's put in a box. So it's very crucial to take a step back, reevaluate your financial, vision. And we talk about that a lot, right? As coaches, is you got to know what the end goal is and what the plan is to get there. And so there's a path to get there. Everybody's path is different. So take the advice from whoever it is that you're, looking at social media from. I looked at Market Mondays, but take it for what it is. And like you said, that information, earn your leisure, right?
Yep.
Take that information for what it is, and then go back test it. Go do your own research. Go do those things. Like I said earlier, you have the control in your hand. So don't go back and be frustrated at the person you listened to. You made that decision to go buy whatever it was,
right.
Sell and panic. And another thing to mention in terms of investment strategies, you gotta leave your emotions at the door.
Yeah.
Because we talk about emotions is crucial with your money, and it can get tied in. It could get sticky.
Easy. FOMO is real.
Yeah. And that can literally create a loss.
I think more times than not. That's why, like you were saying, that's why the statistics is how it is long term, because you gotta put it in and forget about it, and you don't have to worry about looking at it every day and it going crazy. So that's one of the strategies. I think we're all on board on that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Another one I do like a lot is dividend investing.
Okay.
So looking at stocks that produce dividends, and what that is basically is an overabundance a company comes into, they pass it out to your stockholders, basically. So you get a little extra change here and there based on how many stocks that you have your portfolio with that company. A good example of Warren Buffett, if y'all know who that is. He definitely runs a lot of dividends stocks. But that's a good way as well. And I think a lot of these strategies can be coupled together. So you can do long-term with dividend. You can do, there's different types, swing trading, coupled with other types of investing strategies. So just keep that in mind as we're continuing to talk about it. But that's another one that I really like, and I think goes along with the long-term game, kind of couple well together.
And the strategy behind that, speaking of the dividends, is the drip. I don't know if you heard of the drip that you can add to your brokerage account. What it may be, those dividends that you get paid get reinvested into that, and that compounding interest is crucial. So that's a great point.
Big advantage.
And I think also when you're thinking about investment strategies, automation is a huge one as well.
The people are missing out on that.
You want to automate things where it's working for you, your money's working for you. You know that the percentage that's going into investing, and that goes back to the plan. You want to, you take 10% of your paycheck, more than that, whatever you feel is comfortable, and you have some of that surplus to put to work. Just don't keep it in a low savings account getting 0.002%.
Or even worse, some people with checking accounts.
Exactly. Inflation eating that thing up. Inflation eating that thing up.
Right I mean, that's the game, is trying to beat inflation, right?
Yes.
Get those gains in. So another big one, I think, close to the chest over here is day trading. I stay away personally from day trading, because I don't got the time or the knowledge for it. But maybe you can speak a little bit on that, Jesse.
Well, perception, I think, is everything for sure, especially when investing. And in that perception, investing can go all the way down to the minute. You can look at a minute chart, you can look at a 2-minute chart, all the way to a daily, to a weekly, to a monthly, to decades. So you got to understand that there's a micro and a macro vision. And what is your vision? And so, hey, there's strategies out there that work, but they're also very risky. So what is your risk tolerance? That's something else that you got to evaluate. And you got to ask yourself, when getting into those investment strategies, what is your risk tolerance? What is my time horizon? How long am I trying to accomplish these things? So that's very important. Great point.
I think you brought up some great things to reflect on as our viewers. Think about those things that Jesse just talked about, and that'll help you in your strategy. A lot of the times our strategy is, homeboy down the street got rich off this thing and they put it in there. And you're like, now I got to get in there. That's not really an investment strategy. That's that FOMO.
It's called a get rich scheme.
Seriously. So those are part of the strategy. I think really just honing in on what it is what your risk tolerance, the time, what your goals are. I think one thing that we preach all the time, part of our trilemma, is know your budget, so you can automate and make sure you know exactly how much is going where. That's an actual strategy now.
Right.
And so when you utilize that, it becomes an efficient and effective way to really boost up your funds and investments. You're not just getting lucky, essentially. You really got a plan. So I think that those really kick in for sure.
Yeah.
Which I think is a great point, going back to the basics, right? When we talk about financial coaching and when we talk about investing, that's more that next level.
Yeah.
You get the basics done, and then you can go on to the next level and be able to really focus on that financial vision and see it through. So that's a great point. It all goes back to the basics and the fundamentals, and then getting to the next level. But I think also you made a great point, is there's a lot of other things you can invest in, like there's commodities, there's real estate. So asset classes really make a difference in investing and also diversifying. So
100%.
you can't just have all your eggs in, stocks and, crypto as well as in that, or real estate. So bonds is out there as well. So there is really a slew of asset classes that you can really do some research in and diversify your investments. I think that's another good tip when you talk about investment strategies.
Yeah.
And the biggest one is invest early. I mean, if there's any youngins, right, Gen Zs right now watching, man, you got to start early.
Yeah, dude.
I know that was a mistake that I made early on.
Huge mistake.
Talk about my experience, but that's it. I mean,
let's talk about personal experience. Let's kind of bring that up, and let's talk about in terms of your personal experiences when it comes to those investment strategies.
Yeah, I think for me, it's I was one of those FOMO guys back in the day. Before I got my head on my shoulders correctly, but I was just kind of throwing darts basically, and it wasn't turning out too great. It turned out wasn't too. A couple of hits here and there, you get excited. It's almost like the lottery in a sense, like you just or gambling, you rolling that thing and hoping, praying for the best. But that's one thing that I'm seeing now, that a lot of these young people are really getting into investing and understanding these strategies and understanding what they can do. Because if you look at the numbers of someone that starts investing at like 20-year-old and at 30 and 40 and 50, the amount of money you gotta put in each decade to be able to make the same outcome is astronomical.
Right.
So putting in as early as you can and getting that strategy down as early as you can is a huge key to get you ahead of the game.
Crucial.
Yeah. And inquiring about it. I feel like when you first start, at least for me, when I first got my investment account, I think it was when I started at like Frito-Lay or something. And they had Fidelity, and I kind of was playing with it. I really didn't know what it was, but I did see the account continue to grow, which made me curious about it. And every now and then I would call just to check on it and see, ask how it's growing and all that good stuff. But be curious about it, even if it's unknown. I didn't have those teachers, so sometimes you're going to be the first one, and there's nothing wrong with that. Exactly. That's my personal experience.
Break those barriers for sure.
For sure.
And my personal experience, y'all were doing more than me. So I was working and just knew, of course, jobs offer the retirement accounts. That's pretty much it. And I didn't even have a brokerage account until like not too long ago. So it was like, it was kind of a foreign thing where they make it a little difficult. It's like a different language and learning that. And so it's like you said, be curious and do the research to learn. It is not as hard as they try to make it seem. You just got to do that research and go in there and dive in. And like I said, it could be a wormhole, but if it could be something that changes the trajectory from now in the long term, in the short term. So definitely do that. But like you said, breaking barriers. So I took the responsibility in my family trying breaking those barriers and created a family LLC and pulling our money together. That's also another, but you want to make sure you trust those individuals. Y'all have a set goals, and y'all have the plan behind it and those types of things. But that is like that's talking about generational wealth. That's talking about putting everybody together, bringing everybody together, and being able to invest in those things that you're all interested in, doing that research. And so I'm happy to be a leader in that and being the first one and doing that. And it's just an amazing feeling to now taking on that role and pushing that forward and learning and growing as we do on, in our journey, right?
100%.
And that's the whole goal for this, right?
Yeah, that's what we're doing, why we do what we do.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the whole point. That's what it's all about. So it's
the only thing about that is you also take the flack. So when it's not going the way it's supposed, you said it was supposed
long term. You gotta keep reminding everybody.
Long term. We're the bear market, guys. But yes, for sure. And it's just important, I think, to invest and don't sit on the sidelines. Do it, and if you have the knowledge, execute on that knowledge, because knowledge is not power without execution.
For sure.
Yeah. So you gotta really do that, and do the research for sure.
For sure.
Any other investment strategies that come to mind?
Right now, unless we want to talk about that 401k investment strategy.
Yeah.
I brought it up knowing we were gonna get into it, but 401ks, let's dive into it. Let's transition over to the next topic. It's been coming up. I feel like I've been seeing it a lot in the news, and is 401ks a scam? That's the question here today. And
it's a solid question.
I didn't even know that it's only like maybe 4 decades old. 401ks have not been around for that long.
That is crazy.
Been around
it's supposed to be like a replacement for pensions in a way, and another avenue for pensions. But definitely would like to hear your thoughts on the 401k front.
I do think that some people believe that just with the 401k you'll accomplish your financial goals. It's going to sell you this, like, I don't know, sometimes we feel like it's going to sell us this dream. At least that's how it was presented to me as a kid. Like, oh, you get the 401k, that's it, buddy. You know. And I got my 401k, and it did increase, but I'm like, it's going to take a little bit more than this to really build it out. So in that aspect, I mean, I don't think it's a scam, but I do think that sometimes there was a unrealistic expectation for your 401k. And also what I learned is, like, those things are packed with fees if you're not careful. You're not in the right options. Sometimes you think, oh, it's just this 1% management fee, and then you see all, you get with a advisor and you see all those fees that you just think was not quite aware of. So I learned that the hard way.
And they don't make it easy sometimes.
They don't. Yeah.
Fun fact, it was actually not until 2012 that they actually, those brokerage and who housed them, that had to disclose the fees in the statements.
Fiduciary rule.
The fiduciary rule. That was only until 2012. So a lot of them were left in the dark of those fees and not
purposely.
knowing. And what's crazy is that as a small business owner, you are actually responsible for your employees for the way the 401ks that you offer, because you have that fiduciary responsibility to offer them. But those who house the 401ks don't have the responsibility of selling you the right product. But you have the responsibility of making sure you choose the right one. And the Department of Labor will come in and review and make sure that you're doing the best for what's your employees. So be mindful of that as small business owners for sure.
For sure. So do I think it's a scam? No. But do I think it does have some unrealistic expectations to it? Yeah. It's just all about doing your research and just making sure you're doing what's going on. So that's what
I gotta agree with you. I mean, it can be. I think, first of all, when we see this, the scam, is it a scam? I think that's like clickbait to an extent.
For sure.
Like 401. Oh, what? I got a 401k. Let me click that and see what's going on here. But I think the reality is, and I agree with you 100%. Like, it's not a scam when you understand what it is that you're doing with your 401k. So you do have a lot of control in a 401k against what a pension was. It's just a pool of money put in there. You don't really have any control as to where or what happens with it. But 401k, you got a lot of control. You're in the driver's seat, essentially. And so know that. Understanding that is part of it. Knowing where the funds are allocated in your 401k is part of that. Knowing the fees that are associated with it. And every once in a while, I think this is where people started looking at this line about, is it a scam or is it not a scam? Is sometimes those fees are a little bit too high where it doesn't make sense to have a 401k. You can just drop it in an IRA with the bank, and it's you'll get more out of that. So nowadays you're seeing those fees come down a bit. People are starting to really understand what's going on, but it is important to look at that and understand those fees associated with your 401k. But I agree. I don't think it's a scam, especially if your employer is matching. If there's a match there and they're putting some money up front, those are great benefits to offset some of those fees as well, to make you a little bit extra money. But again, I think going back to investment strategies, our generation, I think this is typically kind of the first investment strategy that we get into. I mean, you talked about it just now, like 401k is kind of the first place that you guys both talked about that. And I think most in our generation, that is usually the first time you're kind of getting introduced to the market, and you get your job and you feel like, oh yeah, I'm big stuff right now.
You got to hit them with, and I got a 401k.
Let them know. And they match, 3, 4, 5, 6%, whatever.
I didn't even know what matching was until later on. I was probably doing 1%.
What is something, right?
Definitely. Check and see how much your company match. 100%. I remember when I first got on at a bank, and I wasn't matching appropriately. So
that is important.
Y'all made some great points. I agree. It's not a scam. It's an investment vehicle, right? It is what it is. To more of y'all's point is, you got to watch out for also mutual funds inside of your 401ks, because they're essentially picking the investments for you. Also target date funds as well. So you want to just, like you said, be in the control, be in the driver's seat, that you have that controller in your hand, right? You have the capabilities to knock on the door, say, hey, what's going on? I want you to be as transparent as possible with me. What are my fees? What does it look like? Just go compare what you have and go make sure you have the best. If you're leaving a job as well, make sure you take that 401k with you.
That's important.
Don't just leave it there and just let it be like, it's just there. I'll just leave it. Come back to it later.
It's a lot more.
It does.
Think.
You got to know where it's at, and just don't leave it where it's at. And go find out how you do the research again. Be curious. Go find out how you can go put it in a low index fund. So there are low index funds where you can place your money, and it's low cost, low fees. So there's a lot of resources when it comes to the 401k, a lot of tax advantages as well. But it can, if you're in the dark, it can get expensive, and it could be where, probably later down the line, I've heard about 50 or 70% of your returns can be taken by fees at the end of the day. And then also half people think that there is no fees associated with their 401ks. So that's a big point is knock on that door, look and say, what's going on? I want to know everything in the breakdown. Give me my statements and take a look at it. And if you don't understand it, have somebody look at it. If you're getting some financial coaching from TrueFin, we'll be happy to take a look at it.
For sure.
But I think it's important stepping stone in ultimately, retirement, things like that. But you can do other things, diversify, have other investment vehicles.
I would say we encourage to do other things, especially for your retirement. Because like you said, Justin, 401k by itself ain't what it used to be. It's not it.
It was something new introduced to boomers, right? And we're really now getting to where we're going to see the fruition of them living, it's just coming to that point where we're seeing a lot of data and things behind that. And so it's still interesting. And, there could be a new options, in the future.
Like
and
some
so
crypto options.
Hey, crypto options may get there as well. Now you can get exposure to your retirement account to the Bitcoin ETF.
Nice.
About it.
BlackRock's already trying to apply for Ethereum ETF. Plans hopefully for a Cardano ETF in the future.
Nice sweatshirt you got.
Hey, shout out to the Cardano community. Huge advocate for sure. But for sure, like there's gonna be a future where, and that's the whole thing with decentralization. You know, you have even more of that control in your hand.
100%.
So hey, if you're used to it, and learn now with your phone, okay, what you can do with traditional finance, because it's coming in the future, and so where you're gonna have even more control, less centralization, or you have the choice of between central and decentralization, your option. So you're gonna have definitely more options in the future. But completely agree.
So we all agree, not a scam.
Not a scam.
Yeah, not a scam.
Keep contributing. See what you're comfortable with. Usually, you know, you want to stick to what you feel comfortable, what you could contribute on per paycheck, on a per paycheck period. So
check your budget out.
Yeah,
so it all comes back to the budget.
For sure. So let's move into the next topic.
Hey, it's an exciting topic.
We talk about bridging the gap between traditional finance and crypto, right? We made that turn, and we learned it and growing, and mentioned the family LLC earlier, right? And so I'm into crypto recently and diversified. So, right, and doing my research, right, as we talked about, and being curious about that, and looking at our pathway, I felt like crypto as an asset class was one where there was a huge opportunity of moving up and still early, and we think about that long-term mindset, like we talked about, is this could be an opportunity to accumulate generational wealth, and crypto, I feel like, has that opportunity. And there's a lot of assets classes within crypto, and so one of those asset classes, which is taking off already, and we've seen it take it off in other bull cycles, but now we're getting to that cycle again, is meme coins. And so I want to bring up that topic and get y'all's thoughts on meme coins and some of those interests around that.
Yeah, I had some learning to do. I'm not gonna into it. I mean, of course, you hear Dogecoin and Shibin. Those are like the most popular ones. Elon Musk backing up Dogecoin, and you know, Cuban backing up Dogecoin. I think, and it shoots up. But I did start learning, you know, a little bit more about what a meme coin is. And correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but from what I understand, the meme coin it's a meme, like based off of memes, Pepe, you know.
Starts with the
Doge, meme. Started with a meme, kind of a satiric coin, a joke coin. But typically it's backed with a real community.
Yes.
Real community of people that are backing up the coins. And usually it's kind of a joke on traditional finance, how they start. You know, and then, but it continues to grow through Reddit, through the memes, through everything, and the community continues to grow and grow. And we start to see what we're seeing now, where there's a lot of volatility typically with meme coins, because it's not really any use case potentially for it. Although we're starting to see some things. I know we're going to talk about that in a little bit, but that's what a meme coin is. It's really a community-backed coin. Through a meme. That's where they get the name from. So I don't know if you guys want to add to that.
With the bridge, in terms of you talked about when we talk about traditional finance, is it kind of reminds me of when AMC and you started seeing those squeezes in GameStop, and people were having a lot of fun, right?
Yeah.
And so like I felt like, hey, if we could do this in stocks, why don't we do this in crypto with memes, right? And Elon Musk, created. Well, he didn't create it. He went behind it and pumped it and things like that. But Dogecoin is the original meme coin back in 2013, and crazy amount of gains. But I just wanted to make that point. But sorry, Justin, what were you guys saying?
No, that's what I was saying too. That was pretty much my first experience with it. With is Dogecoin. That's
the dog.
Yeah.
And it's a Shiba Inu dog, I believe. And so that brings us to the second largest market cap meme coin, which is Shiba Inu. And that one was higher in terms of return than Dogecoin. And so that was even insane. Just a lot of millionaires made out of memes, which is crazy. So it's like money made out of memes. But very strong communities for sure, like you mentioned. And my experience early on was, you know, like I mentioned in our episode before, is it's a lottery ticket, right? And you know, you had some of that FOMO, and
100%,
like we talk about emotions driving that, and so when you get in, you're already too late at that point. You're buying into the hype. And so when you get to that, you're basically exit liquidity. You're the you are the retail investor. That was my first experience. Buying Dogecoin, buying Shiba Inu, and it's just like, and it's funny, I talk about the LLC. My pops he was like, hey, let's buy some, right? And he was the one pushing meme coins more than me. And I'm like, hey, like, I'll buy them. It's, I'll see what happens. It's worth the shot, right? We're not putting everything in it, because we're only playing with what we have to play with, right? And so putting it into that, bought it at the top, watch it go all the way down. But hey, long term, still hold those.
Right.
And guess what? I'm up on those where I bought them originally, because I dollar cost averaged into them.
Nice.
And able to get the price, down in the bear market. And now let me just read off some of the returning numbers for meme coins.
There we go.
For this year already. So this is via Coin Market Cap. So go ahead.
I was just gonna say, while you're pulling that up, I did learn that there's a difference between meme coins and what the other side, which is called shit coins. So there's a big difference between the two. And I mean, our viewers are probably, if they're just getting into crypto or they're learning about crypto, and they see these meme coins and they see these numbers skyrocketing, and then they see these random things kind of blowing up too. Those, typically the difference between the two, meme coins got some weight to it. Like, again, there's a community backed. It's not a Bitcoin, it's not a Ethereum, it's not a Cardano, but there's some weight to it. There's some weight to it. But shit coins, as they call it, are these coins that are really designed for a get rich quick scheme. Essentially,
and they're gonna pull
that rug pull. They just for whatever reason, through X, through articles, these people boost up the price of whatever the shit coin is, FTX. And then at the top, pull the rug out, and they left all these investors with a shit coin with no value at the end, and they pull out whatever they wanted to pull out at the top. So
if y'all didn't, if y'all thinking that meme coins is just just a fad or whatever, market cap of meme coins altogether, okay? This is not millions, all right? This is billions. $61.5 billion are in a total of meme cap USD in meme coins as a market cap as a whole. That's insane.
That's crazy.
Today, just for today, there's almost 11 billion in volume in meme coins just today, trading them. And so Dogecoin on the year is up 117% as of today's date. Shiba Inu is up 255% up to today's date. And then Pepe, I don't know if you have heard of Pepe, but Pepe is up 755% year to date. And Floki is up 785% year to date. And I'll just do the top five, which is Dog Whiff Hat is 554% year to date.
Damn.
And so, man, those are some gains.
Those are
serious gains.
And also, I find out in my research is that meme coins can add liquidity to the market. So if you're supporting a certain, Ethereum, they have Solana, you have Cardano, they can provide liquidity for that ecosystem. And so that's also outside of the community. Some do have utilities, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But also you can run, and you got to know when to take profit. Also take profit, okay? On these meme coins, you want to take profit because there's so much of a downfall. Eventually, liquidity is going to come into those ecosystems, and they're going to fall into more serious projects like decentralized finance, more serious utility coins, things like that. So you want to make sure that you know what those meme coins are going to be used for, what they do. Don't get too much caught into the hype. You want to be sure that you make that decision for yourself to get out when you know you made enough on it, and then feel comfortable, and hey, go roll that into, and make sure you pay your taxes. That's the crucial part.
You got some taxes to pay on those.
Exactly.
Oh man, I had an inappropriate joke.
It's an open space.
Go ahead. Yeah. Just don't Wesley Snipes yourself.
There you go. Learn from learning and growing. That is a lesson to learn from right there.
Seriously.
But shout out to a specific community. So I mentioned I am a big advocate in the Cardano community, and so now in this bear market, I found a really, man, community driven. This community is very powerful, and it's the Snek community. Shout out to the Snek community. They have their own Snek energy drink. So this is a meme coin. So so they started off with memes, but it's not just memes. They have they have 7 burning mechanisms. So you can also burn the tokens to inflate, the price. So
nice.
So you can, it's kind of sort of the way where, proof of work and, the Bitcoin having the supply and demand, things like that. There's different tokenomics, and it's a very smart team behind it. Shout out to Goofy, Chris, and Rami and the crew at Snek.
Goofy is real name?
Those are their Twitter handles or X handles. But definitely check out Snek. As of right now, they're right outside the top 20 in meme coins. They're right under a $200 million market cap. Compared to, I mentioned Pepe, they're right about a $3 billion. So there's a lot of room to grow. Also, there's no centralized exchange listing yet. So no Coinbase, no Binance, crypto.com, those types of things. But they have so much different use cases outside of just being a meme. Also, they have a Snek game that you can play as well. Check out Snek.com. So I'll pull it up here real quick. Snek.com. They even have a meme generator. You can generate memes and use that on your social medias, things like that. The memes are hilarious, by the way. So you gotta check them out. Integration. So you can also access the coins also on decentralized exchanges as well. It also can be used as collateral to borrow crypto assets on one of the decentralized finance dApps that are on Cardano, which is called LinFi. Also, there's other Levy, Butane. So these Snek can be used as collateral. So there's also another use case in decentralized finance. They also came out with their own branding IP as well. So you can use their brand, and this kind of made as an entrepreneur, maybe we could do some collaboration or product with Snek and things like that. But they have their own branding IP, which is pretty amazing. I mentioned the game. They're now on Now Payment as well. You can accept Snek as a payment for your business. That may be something we get behind as well. But a huge community behind it. Check them out at Snek.com. Do the research, as we always talk about. Back test that research. Look into them. They're just amazing community that will accept you with open arms. And start sharing those memes because they are hilarious. And
why doesn't Snek have an Instagram though?
Hey, I asked that on Twitter. They need to get that Instagram. Let me manage it.
There we go.
But yeah, shout out to the Snek community again. They're just amazing community, and I own some Snek. And we talked about before the show, we want to actually give away some Snek.
Yep.
So we're going to give away 13,000 Snek. And so it's roughly about $30 USD. But hey, you never know.
Sound a lot more. 13,000.
So the way this is going to work on the YouTube, we're going to post our episode. Go ahead and put the Snek emoji in the comments, and we're going to go ahead and raffle off that 13,000 Snek. And hey, lucky winner is going to be able to build on their Snek or be a first-time Snek holder. Make sure you have that wallet, and we'll go ahead and transfer that Snek to you right away.
Nice.
Yeah.
Don't tell them what the emoji is either. They got to do the research and put the right Snek emoji.
But yeah, anything else on meme coins?
Exciting stuff happening. So
yeah, check out the memes, man. But definitely there is a lot of bad characters in the meme community. So go join their Discords, join their Telegrams. Just make sure and go in and see what they're building. The Snek community does not stop building. That's what I love about them. They keep releasing. They just released a trading bot today. So man, they just keep building and coming out with new things. So definitely do your research on those memes and make sure they're not trying to pull the rug.
Yeah,
as you mentioned. But man, that was anything else. That was a great show, fellas. A lot of good content, a lot of good information.
Comment below if you guys want to hear some more. Any questions? If you like the content, tell us anything else you guys like to know. We definitely like to get out to you guys as much as we can.
Yeah, any topics that you all may be interested in, let us know either through Instagram or the YouTube page.
Yep.
And we're open to talk about it or learn about it. So yeah,
follow us at TrueFin Coaching, on all the platforms. Look out for this episode to drop for sure, and more episodes to come as we continue to have topics on traditional finance and crypto as well, and wanting to bridge that gap and learn. We got a lot of exciting stuff still on the way. And you know what, like I said, we're here learning and growing, so hopefully you can improve your financial journey, and reach out if you need some financial coaching as well. We're always more than happy to help. Thank you for a great episode, fellas. I think that was great. And
awesome.
Shout out to all the communities, traditional and crypto. Y'all follow us at TrueFin Coaching again. Y'all take it easy. Have a good one.
take care.
Peace.